Welcome back to Python MC. This is global variables in EarSketch. So we're going to just drop in our first line of code, track equals 1. That is a global variable. You've been using global variables the whole time, you just didn't know it. And beats 1 and beats 2 are actual global variables referring to these lists. The big difference now is we're going to use this global variable keyword, and we have this fit media list. We've done this before. The only thing we've done differently is we've added this thing called phrase length, and that's just going to allow us to sort of skip at different points in the track to drop in, our list of beats. So in other words, we want each beat to kind of start and then the next beat to start, and sort of layers these beats. Using the global keyword, that will allow us to update the variable track. And then we're just going to do, for clip and clip list, fit media, clip track start end. We've seen that before. And this line 29 and 30, this is just going to print out the current value of track, start, and end. And that's just going to help us see what the state or what the current value of these variables is. Then start plus equals phrase length. This is how much we're going to skip. How many measures ahead are we going to skip before we're going to drop in our next beat or our next layer of the track? Our next phrase is what we call it. So then we're just going to add a track with each loop. And then when the loop ends, we're going to say end of the loop. We're going to say the current value of track. And this is going to show us the power of global variables and what it can help us do. So we're going to insert the first list of beats. The start value is measure 1. The end ends on 20. And then the phrase length is 4. So it's going to skip ahead 4 measures, okay? And let's see, we're going to drop in our track. You can see they're layered. The first beat drops in, and then the next one comes in at 4 because we've made our phrase length 4. And a lot of dance music typically has a phrase of 8, so you'll have one layer of beats drop in, and then after 8 measures, the next layer drops in. We're going to make this a little quicker and drop them in after every 4 measures. So it's just dropping in first list of beats, 1, 2, 3. Then it drops in the second list of beats, which is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And because we use this global keyword, what it's doing is it's increasing the value of track, of the global value of track. So it knows where the track is. Even though the function has ended, it knows that track now equals 4. So it knows when it drops, you call the function in a second or a third time, it knows that the next layer of beats should come in now at 4. That's what happens with the global variable because you're updating it inside that function. So when you end the function, it doesn't sort of go back to track 1. It knows that, okay, the last time you dropped in a track, you dropped in at 3. I'm now at 4. So the next time you run the function, I'm going to drop it in at the 4th track. So you notice that everything's working perfectly fine. It drops in the first beat at track 1, the second beat at track 2, the third beat at track 3, and then at the end, the value is 4. So when you run the function again, it now drops in the first track of the second function at 4, then 5, then 6, and then it ends at 8 because it's increasing the track by 1, but it's increasing the global value, the global variable track. And so you don't have this overlapping track error that we used to get before we ever used global variables with EarSketch. So that's it. We'll get into breaking it next. See you again on Python MC.